First baseman number 6, Jeff LaForey.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Roberto Hernandez Stadium on the campus of the University of South Carolina, Aiken, for today's baseball matchup between the Florida Southern Mocs and the USC Aiken Pacers. I'm Reed Zaltman. Thank you so much for joining us as we are almost set. The first pitch is on the way. And it is high for ball one. On the mound today for the Pacers is number 32. That is Luke Parker. And the 1-0 pitch from Parker on his way is swung on and missed for strike one. Leading off for the Mocs today is first baseman number 6, Jeff LaGlory. Standing in the left-handed batter's box. 1-1 as the sun breaks over here in Aiken, South Carolina. And the 1-1 on the way. Inside, almost hit LaGlory, but he was able to get out of the way to move the count to 2-1. LaGlory batting .304 this year in 23 at-bats. And Parker's 2-1, a breaking ball swung on and missed to make the count even, 2-2. And Parker's 2-2 on the way, inside and low again to move the count full at 3-2. Parker comes set, working out of the windup, and the payoff pitch on the way is low for ball four. So a leadoff walk for the Mocs now, puts a man on first with nobody out.
Second baseman number 4, Grady McGuire.
And stepping to the plate now, another left-handed batter, the second baseman number 4, Grady McGuire for the Mocs. He's batting .143 on the year and at 21 at-bats. Parker comes set now, working out of the stretch, and he's going to get a strike down the middle for strike one to McGuire. LaGlory gets his lead at first. Parker comes set on the mound. And the 0-1 on its way, swung on and missed for strike two. And the 0-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for strike three. Number 4, McGuire, goes down on strikes. Breaking ball got him off a little bit, and that'll be the first out of the inning for the Pacers. Now stepping to the plate is number 30, Connor Berry for the Mocs. Runner on first, one out here in the top of the first. Parker still working out of the stretch here on the mound. Looks over to the runner at first and throws outside and low for ball one. Berry batting .105 and 19 at-bats here for the Mocs. And the first right-handed batter that Parker will face today in the Mocs lineup. He comes set on the mound, and the 1-0 on the way. Low and outside again for 2-0. Parker set on the mound again. The 2-0 on the way. High for 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out, 1 runner on first for the Mocs here in the top of the first. Still tied at 0 with Florida Southern and USC Aiken. Parker still working out of the stretch. And the 3-0 pitch on the way. Low. Gets away from the catcher, but it'll be ball 4. LaGlory advances to second base. Attempts to look at third, but was able to hold there. So now runners on first and second with 1 out. Bringing to the plate number 28 for the Mocs. That's Seth Kennedy. Kennedy batting .125 and 16 at-bats this season for the Mocs. as Parker steps off the mound to take a second. Now he comes set, still working out of the stretch. And a breaking ball gets away from the catcher again. Runners break, and there will be no throw. So the Mocs now have runners in scoring position at second and third with only one out here in the top of the first. And number 28, Kennedy, in a great position here to get the Mocs on the board first. The 1-0 on the way. Low again for 2-0. Parker checks the runner second, now comes set, still working out of the stretch on the mound. 2-0 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for strike one. Great off-speed pitch there by Parker, getting us back in the count. 2-1 here, one out. Runners on second and third for the Mocs. With Parker's 2-1 on the way. Down the middle for strike two to even the count. Parker comes set once again, and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Just missing on the outside to move the count full at 3-2. Kennedy almost swung at that, but was able to hold back his momentum. Just missing on the outside of the plate. And the count is full, and Parker's payoff pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for strike three to get the second out of the inning. So with runners on second and third, Parker has 2 strikeouts on the afternoon for 2 outs. Bringing to the plate number 31 for the Mocs. That is Jared DeSanto. Batting .438 and 16 at bats for the Mocs. Another left-handed batter. Parker's first pitch to him on the way is low and inside for ball one. DeSanto is the third baseman for the Mocs here this afternoon. As Parker steps off, gets a signal from the catcher. Runner still on second and third with 2 outs here. And the 1-0 from Parker. Just missing outside, moving the count to 2-0. And the 2-0 on the way. That's going to be popped up. The third baseman for the Pacers has a read on it. And he makes the catch for the third out to retire the side. That was number 7, Caden Blankenship, catching the pop-up. So for the Mocs, no runs on no hits and 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the first with the Pacers coming to bat, tied at 0. Oh, thank you.
Some things about the pictures and stuff, so.
They have like a 12-page thing, and I'm like, I'm not worried about it.
Oh,
Must be nice that we have one person doing a sport, that's it.
I pulled that because a lot of the other stuff was like too much minutia for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like,
Wow.
that stuff, like, was it that first pitch?
But Parker had pitched 2 innings the last time he was out. He 5 strikeouts, 5 runs. So we're right on pace.
A new league record.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, trial and error, we're good.
Well, yeah, I mean, different microphones here in softball, or here in basketball, like we have trouble.
Here we go.
Leading off the pacer after the first.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the bottom of the first inning with USC Aiken coming to bat for the first time this afternoon. Leading off for the Pacers will be number 8, the center fielder, Sean McQuillan. McQuillan is batting .200 on the year with 15 at-bats as he steps into the left-handed batter's box to lead off for the Pacers. On the mound today for the Mocs is number 44. That's Jake Curry. Curry is 0-1 on the year. As Curry is still working out of the windup, and his first pitch to McQuillan down the middle for strike 1. And the 0-1 to McQuillan on the way. High and outside for ball 1. And Curry's 1-1 on the way. High and outside again to move the count to 2-1. Curry's next pitch just missing high to move the count to 3-1. So after a quick strike, McQuillan has done a good job to work the count up at 3-1 here. As he steps back in to the batter's box as Curry takes a step off the rubber on the mound, now coming set. And his 3-run on the way. Low for ball 4, so both teams trading leadoff walks. Stepping to the plate now for the Pacers is number 1, the second baseman, Jeff Sear. Sear batting .357 on the season with 14 at-bats. Runner on first, nobody out here for the Pacers in the bottom of the first, tied at 0 between them and the Mocs. Sear stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Curry now working out of the stretch on the mound. McQuillan gets his lead at first. And Sear's going to see a strike on the outside corner for strike 1 to move the count to 0-1. Curry comes set, the 1-0 on the way to Sear is fouled off at the plate for strike 2. That might have gotten a piece of Sear as he steps out of the batter's box. So 0-2 now the count on the second baseman, Sear. And Curry steps up on the mound. McQuillan goes back to first. 0-2 the count now on Jeff Sear. No one out in the bottom of the first. And the 0-2 on the way. McQuillan takes off for second, and Sear fouls a breaking ball into the Pacers' dugout. And McQuillan will head back to first. Curry comes sit on the mound again. And the 0-2 on its way to Sear. Breaking ball just missing on the inside to move the count to 1-2. Sear adjusts and steps back into the batter's box. Curry set on the mound. McQuillan gets his lead at first. 1-2 on the way. McQuillan breaks for second again, and Sear's going to hit it into center field. but the center fielder Conley is going to be right under for the first out of the inning. That was number 28, Seth Kennedy, under it to make the catch in center field. Now stepping to the batter's box for the Pacers is the right fielder, number 10, Jackson Hannon. Hannon batting .263 on the year with 19 at-bats. Runner still on first with one out here in the bottom of the first for the Pacers. Curry set on the mound. He's going to check McQuillan at first, but he gets back in safely. Curry will probably look to keep an eye on him there at first base as McQuillan has tried 2 times to advance to second. And the first pitch to Hannon on the way, low and outside for ball 1. Good eye there by Hannon not to chase the breaking ball. Curry comes set on the mound again. And McQuillan's going to take off for second. Throw down is not in time. They missed the tag, and McQuillan is able to get in safely at second and move into scoring position for the Pacers. A good throw there by the catcher, Julio Cortez. Just missing the tag was the shortstop. That was number 32, Cade Swisher. So 1-1 now the count on number 10, Hannon. Runner in scoring position now for the Pacers. One out here in the bottom of the first. And Curry's going to step up and have a meeting with Cortez at the mound as the sun starts to shine here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium on a beautiful Sunday afternoon for baseball. As the meeting is adjourned and we're back to action as Curry set on the mound again, gets the signal, and Hannon ready in the batter's box. With the 1-1 on the way, it's going to be sharply hit right at the second baseman. That was number 2. That was number 4, McGuire, making the catch on the line drive. Hard hit ball there by Jackson Hannon, but it was unable to get into the infield, out of the infield for the second out. Number 4, Grady McGuire, in great position there, barely had to move. And Hannon is retired. Now stepping to the batter's box for the Pacers is number 21, Nick Tripp, the designated hitter. Curry checks McQuillan at second. And the first pitch to Tripp on the way is fouled off on the right side for 0-1. Tripp this year in 14 at-bats is batting .286 with 1 home run on the year. (0-1) the count on number 21, Tripp. Runner on second with 2 outs in the bottom of the first here for USC Aiken. Curry comes set, still working out of the stretch on the mound. And the 0-1 to Tripp. And it hits him on the shoulder, and he's going to take his base. So Nick Tripp, after getting hit on the shoulder, will get his on-base percentage up. Runners on first and second now with 2 outs. Stepping into the batter's box for USC Aiken is number 17, the first baseman. That's Dalton Graves. Graves batting .125 and 8 at-bats this year for the Pacers. Another left-handed batter here today. Curry set on the mound, and his first pitch to Graves is outside for 1-0. Tripp gets his lead at first base, not being held. Infielders playing back on the right side of the infield. And the 1-0 to Graves is fouled off to the backstop to even the count at 1-1. Graves, the first baseman here this afternoon for the Pacers. And Curry comes out of the mound after checking McQuillan at second. And the 1-1 on the way. Graves is going to hit a chopper to the first baseman. And he almost misplays it, but is able to get it on a bounce and retire the side. That was the first baseman, number 6, Jeff Lingori, to retire for the Pacers. In the bottom half of the first, no runs on no hits with 2 men left on base. We'll go to the top of the second with the Mocs coming to bat, tied at 0. Mm-hmm. Ligori. Ligori. Gotcha, okay. Did the sound get any better?
Yeah, he said it was. I mean, basically, I was just at volume. I think it was down.
Okay, that sounds good.
I just don't understand why it's not working in the gym, but what is it? I don't know. We got 4, 5. We got a lot more games left. Hey, do you want to work on Wednesday? No.
I can.
If you want to.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because we're like next Friday we have games like 1 and 3 for softball, and nothing on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think we have home baseball and softball next Sunday.
I got a wedding next Saturday, so that works out.
Congratulations.
Well, I'm not getting married, but
So when I cranked you up to 100, I could hear you in the bottom of the first.
okay.
Still not super loud, but it's good enough that they can hear you. You're doing a good job.
Well, thank you. If you want a celebrity call, just let me know.
I don't know about that.
Do you have a pitch count for him in the bottom of the first?
You want me to get it to you, like, for him?
For Curry.
18.
Really?
Yeah.
I think this is the most left-handed batters I've ever seen in one game.
He said 22 pitches.
Wow. All right.
Leading off the top of the second, right fielder number 8, Duncan Hunter.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the top of the second inning here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium for today's matchup between the Florida Southern Mocs and the USC Aiken Pacers. First pitch from Parker on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Stepping into the batter's box for the Mocs is number 8, the right fielder. That's Duncan Hunter. Hunter batting .278 this season in 18 at-bats. The 0-1 on the way from Parker, swung on and missed again for strike 2. 0-2 the count here in the top of the second. Parker working out of the windup on the mound here. And the 0-2 on its way. High and outside for ball 1. And the 1-2 on its way. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And Hunter goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning.
The shortstop number 32, Cade Fischler.
Stepping to the batter's box now for the Mocs in the seventh part in the lineup is number 32. That's Cade Fischler. And he shows the bunt, but is able to sneak into the strike zone after he pulls back the bat for strike 1. Fischler batting .158 and 19 at-bats for the Mocs this season. And the 0-1 on its way. Down the middle for strike 2. Parker set working out of the windup still, and the 0-2 to Fischler on its way. Just missing outside and high for 1-2. And the 1-2 on its way. Going to be hit into right field and high, carrying deep into the corner. But the right fielder for the Pacers, number 10, Jackson Hannon, is there for the second out.
The designated hitter, number 9, Nick Wells.
And number 9, the designated hitter for the Mock, steps into the plate. And the pitch to him just outside. His check swing goes through for strike 1, moving the count to 1-1. And the 1-1 from Parker on its way. Swung on and missed for strike 2. And the 1-2 on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3 to retire the side. For the Mocs, no runs on no hits and no runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the second with the Pacers coming to bat. Your score, USC Aiken 0, Florida Southern 0. Do you have? I don't have him on my roster, number 9, for them.
Oh, you know, Wells?
Wells.
Nick Wells?
I don't have Nick Wells.
He's probably just not playing this year, I guess.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
he usually used to another should be fun.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I appreciate more than you know, and I enjoy having you around. You're responsible. You do a good job. I was like, I can't ask for any better than having you here. Other than the Cowboy stuff, but yeah, not everybody's perfect.
Yeah, I heard that. Well, I do appreciate it. I enjoy being here.
Yeah, I want to get you more involved, like as much as you want to, like to broadcast and stuff like that, because like Marcus probably won't be able to, probably you need very anymore. But like to be able to move into the roles like as much as you can and want to, rather than having to be like the voice of the Pacers and kick Marcus to the curb. He's texting me. He's like, I need a day off. He's texting me, so I'm like, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't work today, does he?
No, but he's like, I need to have at least one day off a week, which. So like, and I know that you need one too. So my thought is like, if we have games on Saturday, Sunday, let one of you work one day, one the other day, to kind of just to have a day to relax. And if you want to work both days, great. But I don't want people to, you know. And we can take you anytime you want to. Like if you play a 6 o'clock baseball game or whatever, you want to do it in the week, come on out. Like we'll take you anytime you want to.
All right.
I know your other job takes priority, but
Are they doing? Are they going back to weekly baseball games like Tuesday nights this year?
we're gonna have Tuesday over the night with some midweek games.
Yeah, I remember last year just with COVID. I know they tried to cut it out, but I didn't know they were coming back this year or not.
Yep.
Leading off the last of the second for the Pacers, third baseman number 7, Caden Blankenship.
Softball's at 1, I think Bomb's at first.
All right. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the second inning here at USC Aiken. Tied at 0 between the Pacers and the Mocs. And Curry steps back onto the mound. And the first pitch on the way to number 7 for the Pacers. That is the third baseman, Caden Blankenship, batting .231 and 13 at bats for the Pacers. And the first pitch to him is fouled off down the left field line for 0-1. Curry comes set back on the mound. The 0-1 on the way. Slider missing low and outside for ball 1. And the 1-1 to Blankenship is popped up on the left side, giving chase as the third baseman. He has room in foul territory, and he makes the catch just in front of the Pacers dugout for the first out. That was number 31, Jared DeSantio, making the catch. Now stepping into the left-handed batter's box for the Pacers, that's number 42, Josh Sharp, batting .235 and 17 at-bats for the Pacers. Sharp is the left fielder this afternoon in the Pacers defensive lineup. And the first pitch to him is high and outside for ball one. The 1-0 to Sharp on the way. Down the middle for strike one. Curry still working out of the windup. The 1-1 to Sharp. High and outside. 2-1. The 2-1 to Sharp now on the way. Outside again, moving the count to 3-1 with one out here in the bottom of the second. And the 3-1 on the way. It's going to be hit down into the right field corner. See if it's going to drop fair, and it does, right on the line. Running for second is number 42, Sharp, and he's in safely. So a perfectly placed double puts Sharp in scoring position here for the Pacers. Stepping to the plate is the catcher, number 19. Number 19, Joseph Monzigo for the Pacers steps in the right-handed batter's box. Runner on second here with one out in the bottom of the second. Curry in the stretch. First pitch swung on and missed for strike one. Catcher lost it in the back behind the plate, but the runner was not able to advance. I don't think he knew where the ball was either. So he stays at second, still in scoring position with one out. So Curry comes set in the stretch, and the 1-0-1 to Mazigo is swung on and missed for strike two. It's 0-2 now the count to the catcher for the Pacers today. And the 0-2 on its way. Bouncing to the plate, runner breaks for third. The throw down is not in time, and he's in safely. Pacers now have a runner on third with only one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Yeah, breaking ball bounced to the plate, got away from the catcher, and the runner was able to advance. So 1-2 now the count to Mazingo. Curry set out of the stretch, checks the runner at third. Infield playing in for the Mocs, bouncing to the plate again for ball two. Infielders playing in on the corners and in the middle field, anticipating a potential play at the plate if the runner breaks for it. So the count evened up now at 2-2 to Mazingo, the catcher this afternoon. Curry set on the mound, and the 2-2 on the way, a breaking ball, but Mazingo was able to get a piece of it and foul it back behind the plate to keep the count at 2-2. And the 2-2 on the way. Going to be hard hit right up the middle. The shortstop has it. Throw to the plate, and the Sharp is caught in a rundown between third and home. Third baseman is caught by the catcher. He's going to try and run back. The pitcher now has it, Curry, and he's going to tag him out in the middle of the baseline. However, Mazingo was able to move to second base on the rundown. So, although the runner was not able to score for the Pacers, he has now moved into scoring position with two outs. Bringing up number 18, the shortstop for the Pacers. That's Tyler Littlefield. So runner on second, two outs here One hit on the afternoon for the Pacers so far. Bottom of the second, looking to break the score here, tied at 0 between USC Aiken and Florida Southern. Curry set on the mound, still working out of the stretch. First pitch to Littlefield, swung on and missed for strike one. Littlefield ready at the plate now. The 0-1 on the way. Shortstop comes back set, and Curry's going to step off and check Mazingo at second as he gets back safely without a throw. Now coming set on the mound, still working out of the stretch, and the 0-1 to Littlefield high for ball one. The 1-1 to Littlefield on the way. Swung on and missed. Actually foul tipped back to the backstop for 1-2. So the runner can advance. Littlefield, the ninth man in the Pacer lineup, standing on deck is the center fielder. That's Sean McClellan, the leadoff man. And the count 1-2 now to Littlefield. Curry comes set on the mound, working out of the stretch. And the 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball missing high to even the count at 2-2. Good eye at the plate by Littlefield. Trusting his hands, not chasing the high off-speed pitch. And the count even. 2-2 with 2 outs. And the pitch from Curry. Hit up the middle, right at the shortstop. He jumps to make the catch, and that will retire the side. For the Pacers, no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left on base. We'll go to the top of the third inning. Your score, Florida Southern 0, USC Aiken 0, with the Mocs coming to bat. Not really.
Pretty much the same stuff every week, or
Do what?
pretty much the same stuff every week, or
Pretty much.
still enjoying it, or
It's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. Pretty good.
better than being back in the hometown?
Did that one hit the line down there? Like right on it?
Gain so much weight during baseball season because I'll just sit here and eat. Oh well.
Yeah, not the end of the world. Hey, if you know, you know. Where do they go next weekend?
Number 1 Tampa.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So reach out for next weekend.
Yeah.
But good to play some tough competition early to see how we really are.
Yeah, that'll be good. Peach Bell's generally pretty good, aren't they?
Usually a couple teams are pretty good. Anyways.
Yeah.
Leading off the top of the third for the Mocs, the catcher, number 16, Julio Cortez.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the third inning here with Florida Southern coming to the plate. Leading off is the catcher, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. That's number 16, Julio Cortez, batting 405 at-bats for the Mocs this season. And the first pitch from Parker is right down the middle for strike 1. And the 0-1 to Cortez, down and away outside, evening the count at 1-1. Parker still working out of the windup with no one on base. Inside pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. And Parker comes in on the mound. The 1-2 pitch on the way. It's going to be out of bounds down the right field line into the visitors' bullpen, keeping the count at 1-2. Great job there by Cortez to keep the count alive. And the 1-2 on its way. It's going to be hit into right field. Coming on is Hammond to make the catch for the first out. The ball carried after leaving the infield, but Hammond was there, barely having to move for the first out. And back to the top of the lineup now for the Mocs. Stepping into the plate is number 6. That's Jeff Ligori. And the first pitch he sees, just missing on the inside for ball 1. The 1-0 is going to be hit down the first base line, foul, evening the count at 1-1. Parker still working out of the windup with no men on base. It's going to be hit sharply down the first base line and fair, running into the corner. Hammond giving chase. He has trouble bobbling it, throwing it in now, and Ligori is in with a stand-up double for the Mocs' first hit of the afternoon. A sharp hit ball right down the line, just out of reach of the first baseman, Graves. After bobbling it in the corner, great job by Hammond to get the ball in quickly to stop the runner from extending the hit from a double to a triple. Now stepping back into the batter's box for the Mocs is number 4. That's Grady McGuire, the second baseman. Another left-handed batter here. As Parker now works out of the stretch with a runner on second, he looks back, and now the first pitch to McGuire is going to be popped up, just getting out of play, hitting on top of the Pacers' dugout for the first strike of the at-bat. Oh, 0-1 now the count. Runner on second, 1 out here in the top of the third for the Mocs. Parker comes set on the mound, and the 0-1 on its way. High and outside for ball 1. Parker checks the runner again at second, now coming to the plate. Breaking ball getting in the strike zone for strike 2. Moving the count now to 1-2 with 1 out here, top of the third. Parker's 1-2 on the way. Down low for ball 2, evening the count. And the count's even at 2-2, and the pitch on the way. Fouled off behind the plate, keeping the count the same. Number 4, McGuire, still at the plate. Parker comes set on the mound, checking the runner at second, and the 2-2 on the way. It's going to be fouled off out of play down the third base line. And the 2-2 on the way. Breaking ball just missing high. The move to count to 3-2. And the count full here to McGuire, the second baseman for the Mocs. And the payoff pitch on the way. Bouncer right back to Parker at the mound. He's going to run over to first and toss it to the first baseman Graves for the second out. The runner does advance to third here. So runner on third with 2 outs, stepping to the plate now. The left fielder, number 30, that's Connor Berry for the Mocs. Parker comes set, still working out of the stretch. And the first pitch to Berry. Missing outside for ball 1. And Parker comes set on the mound again. The 1-0 on the way. Fouled back behind the plate to even the count at 1-1. One on its way from Parker. Missing low and outside for 2-1. The 2-1 now on the way. Call it strike 2 on the outside corner. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on third here for the Mocs. Count is even at 2-2. Parker comes set on the mound, and the pitch on the way. Going to be a chopper hit behind the plate, hit by the catcher to make it a foul ball. And we'll redo the 2-2. And the 2-2 on its way. There's going to be a blooper into right field. Hammond giving chase, but it doesn't have a play, and the run is going to score for the Mocs, breaking the tie, moving their lead to 1-0 here in the top of the third. A perfectly placed ball there by number 30, Connor Berry, giving the Mocs their first run here this afternoon. Now stepping into the batter's box is number 28, Seth Kennedy. Kennedy, the center fielder this afternoon, stepping into the right-handed batter's box. And Parker checks the runner at first on the mound, now coming set in the stretch. And the first pitch, missing low for ball 1. And the 1-0 on the way. Called strike 1 on the inside corner. One and one now, the count to Kennedy. And the ball bounces to the plate. Great block there by Mazingo, not allowing it to go back to the backstop. Count now 2-1, holding the runner at first. Graves is holding Berry at first as he gets his lead. Parker checks him at first now. And comes to the mound. Ball is popped up on the right field line, giving chase as the first and second baseman. And the second baseman, Jeff Sear, makes a beautiful sliding catch to retire the side in foul territory. For the Mocs in the top of the third, 1 run on 2 hits with 1 man left on base. We'll go to the bottom half of the third. The Pacers coming to bat down 1-0.
Good catch. Good. Absolutely.
How are the roommates?
They're good. They're real good. Two of them were in a disc golf tournament today, so they were doing that over at Augusta.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Wild pitch there. Glad it cleared up. Nice day now.
Yep, it is. What's up?
Much. Since you were waving, I thought I'd come over.
So, hey, I got mail yesterday. This test aptitude was pushed through, pushed forward.
How much you gonna get?
Let me know it's just pushed through. It says certified test aptitude now.
You're gonna get $1.25.
Hey, I'll take it. It's more than I had. I got pay tax on it, so it's like 47 cents. But, everything going okay over there?
Yeah. Except for I said this game's going really slow for a scoreless game. Right before they scored.
Yeah. Well, we're still going Patrick and softball right now. I don't know if they start late or what, or why.
Jevlin thought they might start late because of weather.
Yeah, I mean, they're in the second inning now. Top second.
I like it now.
Where are they at?
Leading off the left
It's
and
all
right
up.
for the Pacers is the center fielder number 8,
That's
Sean
not Hickory.
McCullen.
Oh, wow.
The 3-yard drop.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the third inning here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium. USC Aiken stepping to the plate, down 1-0. But the top of the lineup is back due, leading off the center fielder, number 8, Sean McQuillan. McQuillan drew a leadoff walk for the Pacers to lead off the game. As Curry working out of the windup, first pitch to McQuillan. McQuillan shows bunt, but it's high and outside for ball 1. Third baseman anticipating the bunt for the Mocs as he's playing up on the infield, standing in the grass. Curry comes set on the mound again. The 1-0 to McLuhan on the way. Missing low and away for ball 2. The 2-0 to McLuhan now on the way. Getting the inside corner for strike 1. Moving the count now to 2-1. And the 2-1 is high and outside, now moving the count to 3-1 on McQuillan. And the 3-1 on the way. On the inside corner now, moving the count full to 3-2. Curry working out of the windup now, wasting no time on the mound, not even stepping off. And the payoff pitch on the way. Going to be hit right back up the middle by McQuillan, just getting out of the way as Curry for a base hit. Great job there by McQuillan going off the end of the bat, sneaking the ball up the middle to get the Pacers a runner on first with no one out. Coming to the plate now, the second baseman, number 1, Jeff Sear. I would imagine Curry will keep a special eye on McQuillan at first, as he already does have a stolen base on the afternoon. So runner on first, no one out here. Jeff Sear, the second baseman, stepping to the batter's box for the Pacers. Curry working out of the stretch now. A breaking ball high for ball 1 to Sear. As McQuillan is being held, he stayed at first there. And the 1-0 from Curry. McQuillan takes off for second as Sear's going to hit a high fly ball deep into center field. Going back for it is the center fielder, Connolly, and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Sear hit that straight away to center field, the deepest part of the park, and the wind played him no favors as Kennedy was there for the first out. Now stepping to the batter's box is the right fielder for the Pacers, number 10, Jackson Hannon. Runner on first here, 1 out, bottom of the third. Pacers trail the Mocs of Florida Southern 1-0. Curry still working out of the stretch here. And the first pitch to Hannon. Just missing outside for the moving the count to 1-0. And the 1-0 to Hannon. McQuillan takes off for second, and it's going to hit Littlefield. Excuse me. It's going to hit Hannon. And he's going to take his base. So the Pacers now have runners on first and second with 1 out here. Stepping to the plate is the designated hitter, number 21, Nick Tripp. As Tripp steps to the batter's box, Curry comes set on the mound, still working out of the stretch. And his first pitch is going to be fouled off behind the plate for 0-1. Tripp, the cleanup man today in the Pacers lineup, batting fourth and taking duties as the designated hitter. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Curry checks the runner at second, now comes to the plate, low and outside for ball 1. The 1-1 to Tripp now on the way. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 2. Great movement there from Curry on the mound. Neither runner now being held by the Mocs. The first baseman playing behind the runner. That's Hammond on first. And the 1-2 to Tripp. Runner breaks for third, and it gets away from the catcher. And the Pacers now have runners on first and third with 1 away. As the catcher makes the signal for the first and third play for the Mocs defensively. As Hannon is now being held at first by the first baseman, Ligori. Runner on third, that's Sean McQuillan after his leadoff base hit for the Pacers. Curry comes in on the mound, the 2-2 on the way. The ball's going to bounce to the plate, and Hannon's going to take second without a throw. So runners now on second and third for the Pacers as the count is full on Nick Tripp. The count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third for the Pacers. Curry set on the mound. And the payoff pitch on the way. Breaking ball called ball 4 high. And the Pacers now have the bases loaded with 1 away. Bringing to the plate the first baseman, number 17, Dalton Graves for the Pacers, stepping into the left-handed batter's box. So bases loaded here for the Pacers, trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the third. 1 out. Graves steps to the plate. Curry comes set, still working out of the stretch. And the first pitch. Down the middle for strike 1. Corners are playing in defensively. The first baseman and the third baseman playing up. The second baseman and the shortstop playing back on the infield. Currently no runners being held as Graves is going to hit a bouncing ball right down the line, but it will be foul for strike 2. So 0-2 now the count on the Pacer first baseman Graves. Bases loaded here. Curry comes set on the mound, still working out of the stretch. And the 0-2 on its way. And it gets away from the catcher. McQuillan breaks for the plate, and he is going to score without a throw, and the Pacers tie the game at 1. A pass ball there. I thought it almost hit Graves, but he was able to get out of the way, and McQuillan was able to come home, and runners were able to advance. So it'll be counted as a wild pitch. So now 1-2 the count, 1 out, runners on second and third for the Pacers. Curry comes set on the mound. The 1-2 to Graves is going to be hit high and deep down the right field line, but going to get out of play to keep the count at 1-2. Graves ready in the box. And the 1-2. Just missing outside to even the count at 2-2. Two and two, the count, 1 out. Runners on second and third for the Pacers. And the 2-2 to Graves. Breaking ball fouled off at the plate. And it'll be counted as a dead ball. I think the foul tip got a piece of Graves there as he steps out to walk it off. As Coach Holder steps out of the Pacer dugout to make sure Graves is all right, as he gives the okay. And he steps back into the plate, ready to go to face the 2-2 here. And the 2-2 on the way. Graves going to hit a high fly ball deep into right field. Hunter is there. He makes the catch. Hannon is breaking from third, and he's going to score without a throw, and the Pacers take the lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. And the runner Tripp advances to third now. So with 2 outs, the Pacers have a runner on third. Stepping to the plate now is number 7, the third baseman, Caden Blankenship. Curry still working out of the stretch on the mound. He comes set. The third baseman, Blankenship, ready. And the first pitch. Down the middle for strike 1. Runner on third here, 2 outs. Pacers lead the Mocs 2-1 in the bottom of the third. And the 0-1 to Blankenship. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Oh and 2 now the count. Curry set on the mound, working out of the stretch. The 0-2 on its way. Just missing on the outside corner for 1-2. And the 1-2 to Curry. It's going to be hit just out of the infield, but the shortstop, Schisler, is there to make the catch and retire the side. For the Pacers in the bottom of the third, 2 runs on one hit and 1 man left on base. We'll go to the top of the fourth. Mocs coming to bat, trailing 2-1. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this afternoon's baseball game between USC Aiken and Florida Southern. Leading out the top of the fourth inning for the Mocs is number 31, Jared DeCentillo, the third baseman. As his first pitch from Parker is a ball to move the count to 1-0. And the 1-0 is swung on and missed for 1-1. The 1-1 on his way, high. Now 2-1. And the 2-1 from Parker now on the way. High and outside and moving the count to 3-1. And Parker's 3-1 on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 2. So the count full here to the third baseman for the Mocs, DeCentillo. And the payoff pitch on the way. Pop straight up. See if it stays in play. The third baseman for the Pacers, Blankenship, makes the catch for the first out. Number 8, the right fielder Duncan Hunter steps into the plate now for the Mocs with one out here in the top of the fourth. The starter Parker still on the mound for the Pacers, working out of the windup. And the first pitch to Duncan, high for ball 1. The 1-0 on its way. Just missing on the outside to move the count to 2-0. The 2-0 now on the way. Missing on the outside again, pushing the count to 3-0. And the 3-0 to Hunter on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 1. So 3-1 now. The count as the wind picks up here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium. The 3-1 swung on and missed by Hunter to move the count full. Strike 2. And the count moves full. The payoff pitch from Parker on the way, bouncing to the plate for ball 4. So Hunter is able to draw a walk with one out here. Bringing to the plate the shortstop, number 32, Cade Schishler for the Mocs. Off-speed pitch from Parker, just missing for ball 1. The 1-0 on the way. It's going to be popped up on the right side. Giving chase is the second baseman Sear and the right fielder Hannon. Hannon's going to call him off to make the catch for the second out. Great communication there between the two Pacer defenders for the second out of the inning. Stepping to the plate now is the designated hitter, number 9, Nick Wells, for the Mocs. Parker works out of the stretch now. Runner takes off for second. No swing. Throw down to second is not in time. So the Mocs now have a runner in scoring position. As time is called on the field, the umpire checks the runner at second, and he gives the signal to play on. It's 0-1 the count here, 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. USC Aiken leads Florida Southern 2-1. Parker checks the runner at second, now comes to the plate, and the 0-1 is high, moving the count to 1-1. And the 1-1 now is popped up on the first base side, but it's going to get out of play. Move the count to 1-2. As the designated hitter Wells steps back into the batter's box to face the 1-2. Parker checks the runner at second, now comes to the plate. Breaking ball missing high, evening the count at 2-2. Runner on second, 2 outs, 2-2 the count. Parker checks the runner at second, now comes to the plate. And it is tapped down the third base line. Blankenship giving chase, barehands it, throws to first. Not in time, the runner's called safe. Great play there by the Pacers' third baseman, number 7, Caden Blankenship, on the bare hand, throwing over to second, just barely missing the out by a step. So the Mocs now have runners on first and third with 2 outs, bringing to the plate number 16, Julio Cortez, the catcher. As Mazingo makes the call from behind the plate, the first and third play for the Pacers. As there is action now in the Pacer bullpen. Parker works out of the stretch on the mound here, checks the runner at first, now coming set on the mound. And the first pitch to Cortez. Bounces to the plate. Catcher contains it, almost throws to first, but the runner's back in time without a throw. Moving the count to 1-0. As they check the umpire at first to see if the batter went around on his swing, but they say he did not. So the count will remain at 1-0. 2 outs here. Florida Southern has runners on first and third, trailing 2-1 to USC Aiken here in the top of the 4th. Parker's 1-0 on the way. Fouled off behind the plate, evening the count at 1-1. And the 1-1 now on the way. Fouled off behind the plate, making the count 1-2. Cortez has put 2 swings on here. Just missing contact, fouling him back off behind the plate. 1-2 now the count on him. 2 outs, runners on first and third here for the Mocs. And the 1-2 on the way. Hit into center field. But barely having to move is the center fielder, Sean McQuillan, to retire the side. So for the Mocs, no runs on no hits and 2 men left on base. We'll go to the bottom half of the fourth. USC Aiken coming to bat, leading the Florida Southern 2-1.
Oh, yeah, that is a hit. Dang. All right.
But she had put it up there with you, so.
Oh, that was a good play, then.
Yeah, oh, it's good effort.
How'd softball do yesterday?
Split.
Split.
Yeah, and they're getting the crack of them right now. But it's early.
That's early.
Allowed like 400 runs so far today for softball. Yeah, that's the difference in the game.
Yeah.
Leading off the last of the fourth for the Pacers is the left fielder, number 42, Josh Sharp.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the fourth inning here. USC Aiken coming to the plate. Leading off for the Pacers is number 42, the left fielder, Josh Sharp. Number 44, Curry, still on the mound for the Mocs, as there's movement in the Florida Southern bullpen as well. And the first pitch to Sharp, missing outside for ball 1. And Curry's 0-1 on the way. Getting the outside corner for strike 1. And the 1-1 from Curry now on its way. Off-speed pitch, missing outside, now 2-1. Curry not wasting any time. Is 2-1 on the way. Hit right down the first base line, but directly at the first baseman, Ligori, for the first out. Great play there by number 6, Ligori, to make the catch on a hop and get to the bag. So 1 out here. Bottom of the fourth inning, stepping to the plate now. The catcher for the Pacers, that's number 19, Joseph Mazingo. And his first pitch from Curry. High and inside for ball 1. And the 1-0 now to the Pacer catcher. Going to be hit down the left field line. And it'll go foul, bouncing into the corner to even the count at 1-1. Good swing and contact there by Mazingo. Just carried a little bit too far to the left. And the count 1-1. The pitch on the way. Going to be hit right up the middle. Curry tries to barehand it, but it goes off his hand. The shortstop gets it, throws over to first, but the throw is high and not in time as Mazingo gets on. As the pitcher, number 44, Jake Curry, tried to barehand that ball, bouncing off. He appears to be okay. Now stepping into the batter's box is the number 9 hitter for the Pacers, the shortstop, Tyler Littlefield. Runner on first, 1 out here. Curry coming set on the mound out of the stretch. The first pitch to Littlefield. Inside for ball 1. And the 1-0 now the way. Mazingo breaks for second. The throw down is not in time, getting away from the second baseman, and he's in there safely with a stolen base. Littlefield swung on and missed, so the count does go to 1-1, but the Pacers now have a runner in scoring position with only 1 away. Now Mazingo gets his lead at second base. Curry checks him. And the 1-1 to Littlefield. Going to be fouled off at the plate, moving the count now to 1-2. And the 1-2 on the way. Bouncing to the plate, no swing from Littlefield, makes the count 2-2. Curry set ready on the mound now as he checks the runner at second. Checks him again. And now the 2-2 on the way. Just barely getting out of the way is Littlefield on a high and inside pitch, making the count now 3-2. So the count is full, 3-2. And the payoff pitch on the way. Low for ball 4, and Littlefield will take his base. That'll bring to the plate the Pacers' leadoff man, center fielder number 8, Sean McQuillan. As we have a coach from the Mocs dugout coming out, it appears we might be having a pitching change here as a man is leaving the Mocs bullpen, making his way to the playing field. As the coach makes the signal, and the Mocs will make a call to the bullpen. So Curry's day is done. As the new pitcher takes his warm-up reps, we're going to take a quick break and bring you back for McQuillan's at bat. Pacers leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the 4th at Roberto Hernandez Stadium.
What did he finish with, 77? What's Parker at?
Now in from the left bullpen, a left-handed senior from Lakeland, Florida, number 36, Dawson Lane.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Pacers have runners on first and second with one out here in the bottom of the fourth. The new pitcher on the mound for the Mocs is number 36, Dawson Lane, the left-handed senior. And Lane's first pitch to McClellan on the way. McClellan shows bunt, tries to get it down, but is unable to make contact for strike one. So 0-1 now the count to Sean McClellan. Runners on first and second, one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Pacers leading the Mocs 2-1. Lane's 0-1. High again for ball one. Actually, no, they're going to keep it at 1-1. The 1-1 to McQuillan on the way. Off-speed pitch, high and outside. 2-1. And Lane's 2-1 now on the way. Called strike down the middle, evening the count at 2-2. And the 2-2 to McClellan, swung on and missed for strike three. The high fastball got him, and he's down on strikes. That'll bring out the Pacers' second baseman, number 1, Jeff Sear. 2 outs here, runners on first and second for the Pacers. They lead Florida Southern 2-1. Lane comes set on the mound now. And his first pitch to Sear. Inside for ball one. And with Lane set on the mound, the 1-0 to Sear now. Swung on and missed for strike one. Another high fastball giving the Pacers trouble here today. Lane coming set, still working out of the stretch with runners on first and second. He checks the runner at second. Now comes to the plate. And the 1-1 to Sear is inside, moving the count to 2-1. Neither runner being held now on the base path. The 2-1 to Sear is high again, making the count now 3-1. The count on the second baseman Sear. And the 3-run is right down the middle for strike two, moving the count full. So 3-2, 2 outs, runners likely to be on the move on the pitch. Lane gets the call from the catcher, checks the runner at second. He comes set, the payoff pitch on the way, swung on and missed for strike three to retire the side. So the Pacers threaten but are unable to get a runner across. We go to the top of the fifth. USC Aiken leads Florida Southern 2-1.
First 36.
Now in from the Pacer bullpen is the left-handed freshman from Ridgeland, South
My
Carolina.
boy Louis.
Number 36, Louis Smith.
I used to work with him back home.
Pitching staff.
Yeah.
Luke Parker
Good kid.
reporting
He's a
for
good kid. I like him a lot.
1 run and 4 strikeouts.
Country boy cancer was. So Luke is not in line for the win.
Brings off the top of the 5th is the baseman number 6, Jeff
Curry's in line for
Corey.
the loss, technically, right now.
Gotcha. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the top of the 5th inning. USC Aiken leading Florida Southern 2-1. We have a pitching change for the Pacers as well. Now stepping on to the mound is number 36, Louis Smith. And number 6, Jeff Ligori, the first baseman for the Mock, steps up to the batter's box as Smith's first pitch is outside for ball 1. And Smith comes set on the mound now. The 1-0 on the way. Fouled back behind the plate, evening the count at 1-1. As Smith comes set on the mound again. Off-speed pitch high, 2-1. And the 2-1 to Ligori. Off-speed pitch just missing on the outside. Count moves to 3-1. And the 3-1 on the way from Smith. Swung on and missed for strike 2, moving the count full. And the count's full. The 3-2 to Ligori on the way. Just missing outside for ball 4. That'll bring number 4, the second baseman, Grady McGuire, to the plate for the Mocs. Runner on first, no one out here in the top of the 5th. Smith checks to runner at first. McGuire shows bunt as he's able to pull back on a high fastball for 1-0. And Smith comes set on the mound again. The bunt is popped up, caught by the third baseman, Blankenship. No throw over to first as the runner was able to get back in time. So the Pacers get one out here in the top of the fifth. Great play there by Blankenship, able to charge the bunt and get it before it falls to the ground to keep the runner at bay at first. Now stepping to the plate is number 30 for the Mocs. That is Connor Berry. Berry, the left fielder today for Florida Southern. And Smith comes set on the mound here. And the first pitch to Berry. Swung on and missed for strike one. And the 1-0 from Berry. Called strike two on the inside corner. So 0-2 now the count on Connor Berry. And the 0-2 from Smith is fouled off down the first base line, keeping the count at 0-2. And Berry calls time at the plate, stepping out of the batter's box. And Smith comes set on the mound. The 0-2 on the way. Chopper right up the middle, caught by the second baseman Sear. He flips to the second baseman, and the runner falls down, and that'll be a double play to retire the side. Not sure what happened there, but Berry fell down in the base path, and the Pacers turned the double play to get out of the inning. So after a leadoff walk, the Mocs aren't able to do anything. We will go to the bottom of the fifth. Pacers coming to bat, leading 2-1.
Leading off the left of the fifth, right fielder number 10, Jackson Hanna.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the fifth inning, USC Aiken leading Florida Southern 2-1 here on a Sunday afternoon. Stepping into the batter's box for the Pacers is the right fielder, number 10, Jackson Hannon. And number 36, Lane, still on the mound for the Mocs. As the first pitch to Hannon is low and inside for ball one. And Lane's 1-0 on the way. Low and outside for ball two. 2-0 is going to be hit right up the middle into center field. But it will be caught by number 28, Kennedy, for the first out.
The designated hitter, number 21, Nick Tripp.
Now stepping into the batter's box for the Pacers is the designated hitter, number 21, Nick Tripp. Lane comes set on the mound. The first pitch to Tripp, low and outside for ball 1. And Tripp's going to hit a ball deep into the right field corner, just going foul to move the count to 1-1. Good swing there put on by Tripp, but it landed foul, and he'll head back to the plate. And 1-1, the count on Lane. Jams it into the Florida Southern bullpen. It looks like everybody got out of the way. Definitely got to stay awake down in the in each dugout here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium. So 1-2 now, the count on Tripp. 1 out here, bottom of the 5th inning. Pacers lead the Mocs 2-1. And the 1-2 from Lane is Tripp's going to be able to hit it right down the line. Fair ball for a base hit. He's got 1. He's looking for 2. The right fielder, Hunter, makes the play, throwing it into second, not in time. So Nick Tripp has a stand-up double for the Pacers, putting it into scoring position with only 1 away. Number 17, the first baseman, Dalton Graves, steps to the plate now. Number 36, Lane, working out of the stretch. Tripp takes his lead at second, not being held as the shortstop backs up. And the first pitch to Graves is low and away for ball 1. And the 1-0 on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Lane comes set with the 1-1 on the way. Swung on and fouled back behind the plate, moving the count now to 1-2. Runner on second for the Pacers, that's Nick Tripp after his double down the right field line. It's a 2-1 now, the count to Graves here. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. A bouncer hit to the second baseman. McGuire has the play, throws over to first in time to Liguori for the second out. As Tripp advances to third, so the Pacers have a runner on third here with 2 away. That brings number 7, the third baseman, Caden Blankenship, to the plate for the Pacers. Movement in the Mocs bullpen as well as the Pacers bullpen. As the first pitch to Blankenship from Lane is outside for ball 1. And the 1-0's down the middle for strike 2. Excuse me, strike 1. 1-1 now, the count to Blankenship. 2 outs, runner on third here for the Pacers. Lane comes set, the 1-1. High and outside, now 2-1. And the 2-1. Called strike 2. Blankenship checked his swing, but The umpire called a strike as it fell in the zone. It's a 2-2 now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Lane comes set on the mound, and the 2-2 on the way. Lowe to move the count full at 3-2. Great block there by the catcher Cortez to keep it from going to the backstop. And the payoff pitch on the way. Outside for ball 4 as the Pacers will get runners on first and third here with 2 outs. And that brings to the plate number 42, the left fielder Josh Sharp. So runners on the corners here for the Pacers with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As the coach is going to step out from the Mocs bullpen to give a signal to the infielders. Lane comes set on the mound now. As Blankenship's being held at third. And the first pitch high and outside for ball 1. And the 1-0 to Sharp on the way. Low again for 2-0. And Lane's going to check the runner at first, barely getting back in time is Blankenship, as Ligori almost got the tag on him, but he was able to get back in safely. Great move there on the mound by the left-handed Lane. As Sharp steps back into the batter's box, 2-0 now the count. And the pitch, outside now, moving the count to 3-0. So 3-0 now the count on Sharp. Lane comes set on the mound. Runners at first and third for the Pacers. And the pitch, right down the middle for strike 1, moving it to 3-1. As Lane comes set on the mound, Sharp's ready at the plate. The 3-1 on the way. Going to be sharply hit right at the shortstop. Goes off his knee into center field, and the Pacers are going to get a run. Advancing to third is Blankenship. Advancing to second is Sharp as no one was covering the bag. A hard hit ball. It took an odd bounce right off of the shortstop's leg, and it bounced into center field. And that'll be an error on the shortstop as he was not able to field it cleanly. But the Pacers do get a run on the board, extending their lead to 3-1. Runner still on second and third here for the Pacers. Stepping to the plate now is the catcher, number 19. That's Joseph Mazingo. Lane set on the mound. The first pitch to Mazingo swung on and popped up on the left side. Having room is the third baseman. That's DeSanto. He comes up and he makes the catch to retire the side. Pacers leave 2 runners on, but they do get a run back. We go to the top of the 6th. USC Aiken leads Florida Southern 3-1, and the Mocs are coming to bat in just a few minutes.
Sorry, now it's confused for a second. I was like, wait, I thought we were wearing the other uniforms. That's what I was like.
Yeah.
I thought we were wearing light ones, but I guess not.
There's a lot of red on the field for sure.
I just thought we were wearing light color. I just didn't realize.
What, usually with home you are. I'm not sure.
Is that Bailey Payne?
I don't know. Well, we don't say God bless America anymore.
We cut out all the things we've done in the past. Switching it completely.
Is the catcher is Mazingo, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mazingo? Slugs had the video and this. I can go back and check. Got, we got 17 or 18 home baseball games left. That'll only be like 10 of them because of softball.
Yeah.
So
I guess they do a lot of doubleheaders on Saturday too.
who?
Softball.
Softball. Most times, I mean, they're softball pretty much.
What Aaron because he played D1 baseball.
Well, I mean, it was a weird bounce, but didn't mean to.
Yeah, it was hit pretty hard, but if he
He
could
had
just
time to-
knocked it down,
Yeah. No, I just going here. It's tough play audio for it.
Yeah.
So.
But then I looked up, he's a junior, he played D1 baseball in Stetson. So,
Well, that's not great, but
but it means it won.
yeah, true. But what is a hatter? The Stetson hatter. Is
That's right there.
Leading off the top of the sixth, the center fielder number 28, Seth Kennedy.
I mean, I just up it because it's already. I don't care whose it is.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a little Sunday afternoon baseball here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium. USC Aiken currently leading Florida Southern by a score of 3-1 in the top of the sixth. Louis Smith remains on the mound for the Pacers. Leading off for the Mocs as the first pitch is on the way. Called strike one. So 1-0 now the count. We'll get you the number of the batter in just a second. Number 28, that's the center fielder for the Mocs. Seth Kennedy, as he fouls one off at the mound at the plate, making it 0-2. Kennedy's the cleanup hitter in the Mocs lineup here this afternoon as he faces an 0-2. As Smith set on the mound, the 0-2 on its way, high and outside for 1-2. And Smith set on the mound, the 1-2 on its way, just missing on the outside. 2-2 now the count. So the count now even at 2-2 to Kennedy. Leadoff man here for the Mocs in the top of the sixth. And Smith set high and moving the count to 3-2. As the wind picks up here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium, as you can see the American flag in center field. Smith comes set on the mound, and the payoff pitch on its way. Hit sharply right at the shortstop. Littlefield, he gets it and throws over to first in time for the first out. Great play by the shortstop, Tyler Littlefield, for the Pacers. After a bobble initially on the hard hit ball, he's able to collect it and throw it over to first in time for the first out. Now stepping to the plate for the Mocs is number 31. That's Jared DeSantolo, the third baseman. And Smith comes set on the mound here. And the first pitch to DeSantolo is going to be hit high into center field. Giving chase is McQuillan. He's under it and makes the catch for the second out. And the right fielder number 8, Duncan Hunter, steps into the batter's box here with 2 outs in the top of the sixth. No runners on here. Mocs trailing the Pacers 3-1. And Smith comes set First pitch down the middle for strike one. And the 0-1 on its way. It's going to be hit into right field. Giving chase is Hannon. He's going to attempt it, but it can't make it, bouncing off the wall. Rounding second is Hunter. Going to be thrown in, cut off by the shortstop Littlefield, and he does not make a throw. So the right fielder, number 8, Duncan Hunter, with a triple here for the Mocs with 2 outs, giving them a runner in scoring position here in the top of the 6th. A good effort there in the right field by Hannon, just was not able to bring it in. Bouncing off the wall. Now bringing out to the plate the shortstop for the Mocs, Cade Schischler. Smith working out of the stretch on the mound as he comes set. And the first pitch to Schischler is inside to move the count to 1-0. Smith ready now, the 1-0 on the way. Down the middle for strike one. One and one now the count. Going to be hit sharply into the left center gap, but the center fielder Sean McClellan is there to make the out and retire the side. For the Mocs, no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th with the Pacers coming to bat, leading 3-1.
Leading off the last of the 6th for the Pacers, the shortstop number 18, Tyler Littlefield.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 6th inning, Pacers coming to the plate. Leading off is the number 9 hitter, the shortstop, number 18, Tyler Littlefield. And number 36, Lane, still on the mound for the Mocs here. The left-hander working out of the stretch comes set, and the first pitch is going to be sharply hit down the right field line and foul, making the count 1-0. 0-1. And the 0-1 to Littlefield. High for ball 1. The 1-1 to Littlefield on its way. High again for ball 2. So 2-1 here. Bottom of the 6th, no one on base, nobody out for the Pacers, leading 3-1. The 2-1 to Littlefield. Outside and high again to make the count 3-1. And the 3-1 on its way. Fouled back behind the plate. So the count is full now to Littlefield. Lane comes set on the mound, working out of the stretch. The payoff pitch on the way. Inside for ball 4, and Littlefield will take his base. So a leadoff walk for the Pacers brings up the leadoff man, number 8, Sean McQuillan, to the plate. The third baseman is approaching the plate, anticipating a bunt here from McQuillan. Shortstop and second baseman playing back. Lane set on the mound, and the first pitch to McQuillan is popped up, attempting to bunt behind the plate for strike 1. Lane set on the mound now. The 0-1 to McQuillan on the way. He almost shows to bunt but pulls back. The ball's low and away, now 1-1. Third baseman charging for the Mocs, anticipating a bunt from McQuillan. Littlefield on first. Nobody out here for the Pacers in the bottom half of the 6th. And the 1-1 to McQuillan is going to be a bunt down the first base line. Beautifully placed. Second baseman coming over to cover first, and he's safe. He's called safe, so McQuillan beats out the bunt attempt. Great placement down the first base line. As the Pacers now have runners on first and second with nobody out, bringing up the second baseman, number 1, Jeff Sear, to the plate. So the first pitch to Sear. Sear shows the bunt, and it's a pop-up, just getting foul. Sear and the catcher both fell down at the plate. None of them, the catcher was unable to make the catch. So it'll be strike 1. And with the foul, none of the runners were able to advance. So Pacers looking to play a little small ball here, trying to move runners into scoring position with the bunt on back-to-back at-bats. As Sear gets the call from the dugout and now steps back into the batter's box. Lane on the mound for the Mocs. He comes set working out of the stretch. Neither runner being held right now as the first baseman charges. Sear showing bunt again, and it's going to be a bunt down the third base line. Pitcher's got to go to third, but he doesn't have a play. Unable to make the toss, so now after 2 bunts and fielding miscues from the Mocs, the Pacers have the bases loaded with nobody out, bringing to the plate number 10, the right fielder Jackson Hannon. So the Pacers in prime position here, bases loaded, nobody out. All infielders playing in now for the Mocs. Lane comes set on the mound, and the first pitch to Hannon. Going to be swung on and hit into left field. Right there is the left fielder Barry makes the catch, throws it in, but is not able to get it home. And the Pacers get another run on the board, extending their lead to 4-1. Number 10, Jackson Hannon with the RBI. Bringing to the plate the designated hitter, number 21, Nick Tripp, with runners on first and second and 1 away. And the first pitch from Tripp is a swing and a miss for strike one. Another high fastball there. One away here. Bottom of the sixth, Pacers leading the Mocs 4-1 after an RBI sac fly. And the 0-1 from Lane on the way. Low and outside, now 1-1. Tripp comes set in the box, and the 1-1 on the way. Going to be hit foul out of play on the first base side. 1-2 now the count. Lane set on the mound now. The 1-2 on its way. Hit right back up the middle, and it's going to go off the shortstop, Schisler again. And the Mocs have no play as the bases remain loaded now for the Pacers with only one away. And that'll be another error on the shortstop, Schisler. His second on the afternoon. So bases loaded for the Pacers now. Only one away, bringing to the plate the first baseman, number 17, Dalton Graves. Lane still on the mound for the Mocs, but there is movement in the Florida Southern bullpen. Only one out now, and the first pitch to Graves on the way. Going to be hit right at the shortstop, caught for the second out. Just going off the end of the bat, and the shortstop, Schisler, was able to catch it on a line for the second out. Bringing to the plate the third baseman for the Pacers. That's number 7, Caden Blankenship, with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the bottom half of the sixth. First pitch to Blankenship. He's swinging, fouling it off behind the first base, on the first base side, hitting the backstop for strike one. And the 0-1 to Blankenship is going to be hit into right field. Giving chase is the right fielder, Hunter, and he makes the play to retire the side. So the Pacers leave the bases loaded, but do get 2 runs to come across. After 6, the Pacers lead Florida Southern by a score of 5-1. We'll go to the top of the 7th with the Mocs coming to bat.
is all I'm eating so far today. I'll have a real meal maybe tonight.
Super Bowl party at my brother's. You can come over.
I'll still be working. Softball's still in game one.
What's the score?
6-6.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 7th inning here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium between USC Aiken and Florida Southern. I gave the wrong score after a quick malfunction on the scoreboard at the end of the last inning. The Pacers currently lead 4-1 in the top of the 7th. Leading off for the Mocs is the designated hitter number 9, Nick Wells. And number 36, Louis Smith, remains on the mound for the Pacers. And the first pitch to Wells was outside for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch is inside, now 2-0. So 2-0 now the count to Wells. Swung on and missed for strike 1. 2-1 now the count. And Smith comes set on the mound now. The 2-1 on its way. Low and away for 3-1. Smith is ready on the mound now. And the 3-1 on its way. High for ball 4. So Wells draws a leadoff walk. That'll bring up the catcher, number 16, Julio Cortez. So runner on first, no one out here, top of the 7th inning. Mocs at the plate, trailing the Pacers 4-1. Smith set on the mound, and the first pitch to Cortez on the way. A breaking ball gets the strike zone for strike 1. And the 0-1 on its way to Cortez. Going to be hit sharply into left field. And running in to make the catch is number 42, Sharp, for the Pacers for the first out of the inning. And stepping back into the batter's box is the leadoff man, the first baseman, number 6. That's Jeff Ligori for the Mocs. And Smith comes ready on the mound. And the first pitch to Ligori. Inside for ball 1. Smith set on the mound now. The 1-0 on its way. Low and outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count on the first baseman, Ligori. Runner on first here in the top of the 7th. And the 2-0 swung on and missed for strike 1. And Smith's 2-1, a high fastball swung on and missed for strike 2. Making the count even now at 2-2. Smith comes ready on the mound, working out of the stretch. The 2-2 on its way. It's going to be hit hard into left field once again. And number 42, Sharp, is there to make the catch for the second out of the inning. Stepping to the batter's box now is the second baseman, number 4, Grady McGuire, with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. And the first pitch to McGuire on the way. Down the middle for strike 1. Smith on the mound, working out of the stretch. The 0-1 on its way. Going to be hit by the first baseman. Caught by number 17, Graves. He steps on the bag, and the side is retired. For the Mocs, they leave a runner on first with no hits and no runs. We'll go to the bottom half of the 7th. Pacers still holding the lead, coming to bat, leading 4-1.
It's kind of tiring sitting.
Yes.
Something's not comfortable about this press box. I think it's the height of the.
Yeah. I get that. What was the thing with the E, whatever is on it?
I think something was sitting in there and killed the grass.
Well, it was sitting there for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Thank God, holder. Should be off, but just to make sure.
New pitcher. Who's that, 44?
Can you see that far?
46. Yeah. Mitchell Leroy.
40 what?
46, I think.
What's that, 46?
Wait to see what Joe says, I guess.
Even Joe?
Out of the Washington bullpen is the right-handed junior from Lutz, Florida, number 46, Mitchell Leroy.
Did you watch Sports this morning?
Yeah, what?
You didn't watch Sports this morning, did you?
Nah.
Number 10 play was the guy who made a 3-pointer from Tillman State.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you tell Jim that?
No, I forgot to do that this morning. I was like, I saw it about 4:30, right before 5 a.m. And I was like, oh, I'll remind me then.
What was
He
number
all
10?
giddy about that.
What was the play?
It was from his alma mater.
Oh,
Making
Tillman
a three-
State.
Yeah.
So, back before y'all really existed,
Back when I was just a knit.
Yeah. Plymouth State had a running back, and the Heisman Trophy race was really close between Chuck Long and Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
And Sports Illustrated came out with a cover story of what the heck, why not Dudek, who was a running back for Plymouth State.
Joe Dudek?
Yep.
Leading off the last of the 7th for the Pacers.
You didn't even know anything about the scoring.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the bottom of the 7th inning. Leading off for the Pacers will be the left fielder, number 42. That is Josh Sharp, but there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Mocs. This is number 46, Mitchell Leroy. He's a right-handed junior, and he'll take over the pitching duties. So Sharp steps into the batter's box, and the first pitch from Leroy on the way. Sharp fouls off behind the plate for strike 1. Leroy on the ramp mound, working out of the stretch, and his 0-1 to Sharp just misses outside, making the count 1-1. And Sharp fouls off the 1-1 down the left field line. getting out of play behind the Pacers dugout to move the count to 1-2. And the 1-2 misses outside, moving the count to 2-2. And the count even at 2-2. Leroy's pitch on the way. Sharp was able to foul off behind the plate, keeping the count now at 2-2. And Leroy's going to step off the mound now, coming back set. Sharp steps in. Now he's ready to face the 2-2. And the pitch on the way. Going to be fouled off again behind home plate. And we'll do the 2-2 over. And Leroy's 2-2 on the way. Low and inside, a breaking ball, not able to get the strike zone, moving the count full to 3-2. And the count's pulled, the payoff pitch on the way. Called strike 3 on the inside corner to retire the first batter. As Sharp goes down on strikes, that'll bring up the catcher for the Pacers, number 19, Joseph Mazingo. Mazingo steps into the batter's box with 1 out here and no runners on in the bottom of the 7th. And Mazingo offers it the first pitch he sees, and ball gets out of play for strike 1. And Leroy's 0-1 is fouled off at the plate, now pushing the count to 0-2. And Mazingo comes set in the batter's box, facing an 0-2 here. Leroy set on the mound, and the pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3, the second out of the inning. The off-speed pitch there from Leroy had Mazingo out in front just a little bit, swinging over the ball and getting him down on strikes. That brings up the shortstop, number 18, Tyler Littlefield, for the Pacers. And the first pitch Littlefield sees right down the middle for strike 1. And the 0-1 is fouled off at the plate now, 0-2. So Leroy really working the strike zone here. Having 2 strikeouts in the inning, now having Littlefield down 0-2 with 2 outs. As Leroy comes set on the mound, the 0-2 on its way. Fouled off down the right field line. And the count will remain at 0-2. And the 0-2 to Littlefield, going to be hit right up the middle, getting past the second baseman for a base hit. So great 0-2 hitting there from Tyler Littlefield to extend the inning for the Pacers. And Sean McClellan, the center fielder, steps into the batter's box for the Pacers. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th, leading 4-1. And McClellan comes set in the batter's box. Leroy set on the mound. And his first pitch. Breaking ball getting in the strike zone for strike 1. As Leroy goes over to check Littlefield, getting back in time with a tag is Littlefield, safe. And he'll come back to the mound ready to face McClellan with the 0-1. And Leroy's pitch on the way. Low and outside for ball 1. And the 0-1 to McClellan on the way. Fouled off at the plate, moving the count to 1-2. And Leroy's 1-2 on the way. McClellan's going to hit a chopper right up to the shortstop, and it goes under his glove into center field. And the Pacers now have runners on first and third with 2 outs. The shortstop Sisler went to make the play, brought up his glove just a little bit too quickly, and the ball goes into center field for a base hit. Now coming to the plate is the second baseman for the Pacers, number 1, Jeff Sear. Leroy comes set on the mound now. Runners on first and third with 2 outs for the Pacers. And Sear offers it the first pitch he sees, and it's going to be right to the center fielder. That's Kennedy to retire the side. After 7 innings, USC Aiken leads Florida Southern 4-1. We'll go to the top of the 8th with the Mocs coming to bat in just a few minutes. first name?
Grant and Stanford.
Grant Stanford. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 8th inning here. USC Aiken leads Florida Southern 4-1. New pitcher on the mound for the Pacers. That's number 27, Grant Stanford. He's going to take over pitching duties here. And coming to the plate now for the Mocs is number 30, Connor Berry, the left fielder. And Stanford's first pitch is down the middle for strike one. Stanford working out of the windup here. His 0-1 is low and away now for ball one. Berry, the left fielder, now set in the batter's box, ready to face the 1-1, and the pitch on its way. Fouled off at the plate for strike two. And the 1-2 from Stanford on the way. Low and outside, evening the count now at 2-2. And the 2-2 now on its way. That's going to be hit high and deep into left field. Giving chase is Sharp, and he's there right in front of the warning track for the first out of the inning. And the center fielder, number 28, Seth Kennedy, steps into the batter's box now for the Mocs. And Stanford's first pitch. Breaking ball down the middle for strike one. Good movement on that last pitch. And the 0-1 is going to be hit into right field for a base hit. Great hit there by Kennedy right down the line to get in between the right fielder. Hannon makes the play and gets it in quickly to keep it at a single, but the Mocs now have a runner on first with one out here in the top of the 8th. Stepping to the batter's box now, number 31, Jared DeSantolo, the third baseman. And another left-handed batter in this Mocs lineup. So one out here, top of the 8th. Mocs have a runner on first, trailing 4-1. Stanford comes set, working out of the stretch on the mound. And his first pitch, missing outside for ball one. Stanford now set on the mound, the 1-0 pitch on its way. Missing outside again, just barely to make the count 2-0. And the 2-0 on its way. Missing outside again, now 3-0. And the 3-0 on its way. Outside again for ball four. So a 4-pitch walk from Stanford now gives the Mocs runners on first and second with only one out here in the top of the 8th. Stepping to the plate. Stepping to the plate, the right fielder, number 8, Duncan Hunter now. So he represents the tying run stepping to the plate now for the Mocs here in the late innings. As Stanford steps off, and Coach Holder comes out of the Pacer dugout. Might be getting a pitching change here, as we'll see what he decides to do. And we have a new pitcher running in from the Pacers bullpen. We're going to take a quick break as he gets his warm-up reps in and bring you back for the next bat. Pacers lead 4-1 here in the top of the 8th, but the Mocs are threatening with 2 runners on and 1 away.
Austin, H-O-N-E?
H-O-H-M, but still it's spelled like home.
This is number 41?
Yep.
Said Josh Holm?
Austin.
Austin. Okay.
You good over there?
I just didn't hear you. I was listening for the last name.
Oh, Reeves.
Calling for the Pacer bullpen is the right-hander senior elbow charger number 41, Austin Holmes.
Hey, get out of here.
I'm all right for now.
Post game, do you care to run down and grab Holder and do a quick
Yeah, I can
video while I'm finishing the story and pack up everything, then we'll both be out here like 7 minutes after he drove.
Sounds good to me.
Please, you're awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, coach. We're done, or is this one of these going to be done? Just what's it next week around, like, not sure when camp, but going around the mountains.
Are they home? Are they away both games next week? Or is it a home and
Oh,
home?
wait, so they play at Pittsburgh on Tuesday, so yeah, just never mind. Yeah, we won't talk about next week. So we're good.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 8th inning, there was a call to the bullpen for the Pacers. Number 41, Holmes, steps to the mound. The senior right-hander comes in with 2 runners on and only 1 out here in the top of the 8th. And the 1-0 pitch is fouled off by number 8, Duncan. So 1-1 now the count to Hunter. Holmes comes, sets on the mound, checks the runner at second. Now comes to the plate. Inside, just missing on the inside, 2-1. Holm now comes set on the mound. And he steps off and looks the runner back to second. Neither runner being held by any Pacer defenders. Now Holm comes, sets on the mound, and the 2-1 on its way. Foul tip caught by the catcher for strike 2, evening the count at 2-2. And the 2-2 on its way, fouled off at the plate. Keep the count even out, 2-2 with 1 out. As Holmcomb sets on the mound now, the 2-2 on its way. Low to move the count full at 3-2. So the count is full now. Bases, runners on first and second. Runners likely to be on the move here on the pitch. And the payoff on its way. Going to be hit hard into right field for a base hit. Hannon plays it on a bounce, getting it in quickly. And the Mocs have the bases loaded here with only one away. Pacers trying to get the runner back at second after overrunning the bag, but he's in safely. And the Mocs have the bases loaded with one out. And the go-ahead run steps to the plate in number 32. That's Cade Schisler, the shortstop. Holm now comes set on the mound. Schisler ready at the plate. And his first pitch going to be hit right back up the middle. It goes off Sears' glove into left field. One runs in, another runs in. Here comes the third run. And just like that on one hit, the Mocs scored 2 and cut into the Pacers' lead, making it 4-3. A hard hit ball right at the middle going off of Sears' glove into left field, and 2 runners scored, and the Mocs now have runners on first and third with only one away. So the tying run stands at third. The go-ahead run now stands at first. As we're going to have a timeout called on the field, as the Aiken pitching coach appears to be coming out to have a conference on the mound with Holm, as that'll be counted as an error. That last play will be counted as an error against the second baseman, Sear. That's the Pacers' first on the afternoon. Now stepping to the plate for the Mocs is the designated hitter, number 9, Nick Wells. So Mozingo makes the call from behind the plate for the first and third play for the infield. As Holm gets a call, checks the runner at first, now comes set on the mound. And his first pitch to Wells on the way, swung on and missed for strike 1. And Holmes comes set on the mound again. The 0-1 on its way. Swung on and caught by the third baseman, Blankenship, for the Pacers to get the second out. And he looks the runner back to first. Good no throw there. A pass ball could have brought the tying run home. And that'll bring up the catcher, number 16, Julio Cortez, for the Mocs. So 2 outs here, top of the 8th inning. Mocs get 2 on a bases loaded error and have 2 runners on first and third. Holm comes set now on the mound. And his first pitch to Cortez on the way. Going to be fouled off down the first base line to make the count 0-1. So the 0-1 to Cortez. Holmes comes set on the mound. And it's going to be fouled off down the third base line. Bouncer into the Pacer dugout. Now 0-2. So 0-2 the count here. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Tying run 90 feet away at third for the Mocs. Holmes gets the signal on the mound. He comes set. And the 0-2 to Cortez. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So the Mocs leave the tying run stranded 90 feet away, but they do cut into the Pacers' lead after the top of the 8th, scoring 2. The Pacers come into bat, leading the Mocs 4-3. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the bottom half of the 8th inning here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium. USC Aiken coming to the plate, leading Florida Southern by a score of 4-3. Leading off for the Pacers is number 10, the right fielder Jackson Hannon. And the right-hander Leroy still on the mound for the Mocs, as he comes set on the mound. And the first pitch to Hannon on the way. Breaking ball finding the zone for strike 1. And the 0-1 from Leroy on his way. Breaking ball swung on and missed by Littlefield for strike 2. And the 0-2 to Hannon is fouled off into the Pacers dugout, caught on a bounce, keeping the count at 0-2. And the 0-2 to Hannon. Breaking ball fouled off at the plate, keeping the count at 0-2. Leroy set on the mound, and now the 0-2 on its way. I believe it was fouled off at the plate, going off the handle, keeping the count at 0-2. So Hannon steps back into the batter's box now, facing an 0-2, and the pitch on the way. Breaking ball hit down the line, perfectly placed inside the bag for extra bases. Rolling right into the corner, having trouble fielding it is the left fielder, but he fields it, gets it into the cutoff man, and Hannon is in with a stand-up double, getting the Pacers a runner into scoring position with no one out here in the bottom of the 8th. And the designated hitter, number 21, Nick Tripp, now steps to the plate. Leroy comes set on the mound. And the first pitch to Tripp. Just missing outside for ball one. And the 1-0 from Leroy on its way. Swung on and missed by Tripp for strike one. 1-1 here, nobody out. Runner on second for the Pacers in the bottom of the eighth, leading 4-3. Leroy checks the runner second, now comes to the plate. Hannah's going to hit it on the right side. Great diving play by McGuire at second. Gets it to first in time for the first out. Great diving stop there by the second baseman, Grady McGuire, probably saving a run on the stop. So one out here, runner on third for the Pacers, bringing up the first baseman. That's number 17, Dalton Graves. Infielders playing up again here. Leroy comes set on the mound, and the first pitch to Graves, swung on and missed for strike one. And Leroy's 0-1 on the way. Low for ball one. And the 1-1 on the way. Sharply hit down the right field line and getting out of play for strike two. So 1-2 now the count. One out here, bottom of the eighth. Pacers have a run 90 feet away at third base. And the 1-2 on its way. Hit right at the first baseman. Ligori caught on a hop for the second out. And that'll be the second out. Runner on third still. Bringing up the third baseman, number 7, Caden Blankenship for the Pacers. And Blankenship's first pitch, breaking ball, catching the outside of the strike zone for strike one. And the 0-1 on its way. Called strike two. And the 0-2 to Blankenship on its way. Breaking ball hit into left field for a base hit. Pacers are going to get a run back here, extending the lead to 5-3 on the RBI single from the third baseman, Caden Blankenship. Great piece of hitting there, getting right over the third baseman into left field. Runners able to score, and the Pacers now lead it 5-3. That brings up the left fielder, number 42, Josh Sharp, with 2 outs here. Runner on first. As Sharp set in the batter's box, and Leroy's ready on the mound. And Sharp fouls it off at the plate for strike one. Leroy comes set on the mound now. as he steps off to check the runner at first, and he's back safely. And the 0-1 on the way. Hit right into the right field between the first and second baseman for a base hit. So Pacers keep the inning alive with runners on first and second here with 2 outs. And the catcher, Joe Mazingo, number 19, steps to the batter's box for the Pacers, as we have a coach from the Florida Southern dugout walking to the mound. And he makes the call to the bullpen. So as the new pitcher's running on to take his warm-up reps, we're going to take a quick break. Pacers have runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th, leading 5-3. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The new pitcher for the Mocs is number 23, Jack Gallo, the right-hander. Will come to the mound with 2 outs, trailing 5-3, with the Pacers having runners on first and second. And the catcher, Joe Mazingo, steps to the plate for the Pacers. Gallo's first pitch is way of getting past the catcher, advancing to second and third of the Pacers runners. Gallo comes set on the mound now. The 0-1 on its way. And Mazingo hits a high drive deep to the left field, and it gets out of bounds into the Pacers bullpen for strike 1. And Mazingo stands ready. Gallo set on the mound. The 1-1 on its way. Breaking ball, another high drive deep into left field, but the left fielder Barry is under it, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So the Pacers going to run back in the bottom half of the 8th. After 8, we go to the 9th. The Mocs down to their last 3 outs, trailing 5-3. We'll take a quick break and bring you back for the start of the 9th in just a few minutes. first name pitcher on the mound for home. You say we're playing Tuesday against Francis Marion away? Gotcha.
Leading off the top of the ninth for the Mocs, the first baseman number 6, Jeff LaGorry.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the top of the ninth inning. Pacers leading the Mocs 5-3. Home goes back out to start the ninth inning for the Pacers. Leading off for the Mocs is the top of the lineup. That's number 6, the first baseman, Jeff LaGorry. As Holmes ready on the mound, working out of the stretch. And his first pitch to LaGorry on the way. Missing outside for ball 1. And the 1-0 on the way. Outside again for 2-0. And Holm takes his time on the mound. Now comes set. And the 2-0. Outside again, 3-0. It's a 3-0 to the leadoff LaGorry for the Mocs. And Holm now comes set. And the 3-0 on the way. Down the middle for strike 1. And the 3-1 on its way. Fouled off by LaGorry behind home plate for strike 2 to move the count full. So after working it to a 3-0 count, Holm was able to battle back and make it a full count. And the payoff pitch to LaGorry on the way. Sharply hit into center field. McClellan has a read on it and makes the catch for the first out. And after falling behind 3-0, Holm was able to battle back to get the first out of the inning. Stepping to the plate now is the second baseman, number 4, Grady McGuire. And McGuire steps into the left-handed batter's box again. Holm comes set on the mound. And his first one's hit right to the first baseman, Graves. He makes the play, flips it to Holm, who covers first, and the Mocs are down to their final out. Great read there by Holmes to run over to first on the flip to make the out. Stepping to the plate now is the left fielder for the Mocs. That's number 30, Connor Berry. Holm comes set on the mound now. And his first pitch to Barry on the way. It hits him on the shoulder, and he'll take his base. So after the hits batsman, that brings the tying run to the plate. In number 28, the center fielder, that's Seth Kennedy. Pacer infielders all playing deep here. Runner being held at first. Home comes set on the mound, and the first pitch to Kennedy. Down the middle for strike one. Holmes comes set on the mound now. And the 0-1 on the way. Low for ball one. Good eye there by Kennedy. Holmes comes set on the mound, and the 1-1 on its way. Breaking ball just missing. The count now 2-1. So 2-1 now the count to Kennedy. Holmes comes set on the mound now. And he hits Kennedy. So after two quick outs, Holmes now has two runners on first and second after two hits batsmen, and that brings the go-ahead run to the plate. Third baseman, number 31, Jared DeSantolo, comes to the mound. It comes to the plate as we're going to have a pinch runner come in for Florida Southern. Number one. As the pinch runner comes in on second, so now we have a time called by Coach Holder. See if we have a pitching change coming here. Just a conference at the mound. So two outs here in the top of the ninth. Pacers lead the Mocs 5-3, but the Mocs have runners on first and second after two hits batsmen. And the meeting at the mound is adjourned. As Coach Holder makes his way back to the Pacer dugout. Stepping to the plate now is number 31, the third baseman, Jared DeSantolo. And Holmes comes set on the mound now. Checks the runner at second and comes to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike one. Holmes set on the mound now. The 0-1 to DeSantolo on the way. It's going to be hit deep into left field. Sharp is giving chase, and he's there to make the play, and the Pacers win 5-3. They take the game and the series over Florida Southern. Game 1 on Friday night, USC Aiken won by a final score of 12-10. Game 2, Florida Southern won by a final score of 13-8. And today, USC Aiken wins the game and the series by a final score of 5-3. The final numbers for the game. For Florida Southern, 3 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors. For USC Aiken, 5 runs on 11 hits and 1 errors. The Pacers have a quick turnaround. They play on Tuesday night away at a non-conference game against Francis Marion, and then they're back in action next weekend. So a great win for the Pacers for another victory. I believe it moves their record now to 3-2 on the year, as they'll have a quick turnaround again playing on Tuesday night at Francis Marion University. So that'll about wrap it up for us here from Roberto Hernandez Stadium. Again, USC Aiken victorious over Florida Southern by a final score of 5-3. Thank you very much for tuning in here this afternoon. I'm Reeves Altman, and we'll see you next time.